Morgan Through a Lens. I'm Morgan. Last week I made a video about going to Livingston here in Zambia and visiting Devil's Pool, which is basically swimming on top of a waterfall, which is epic. So if you guys are interested in watching that video, I will link it everywhere. But this week I'm talking about whitewater rafting on the Zambezi under Victoria Falls. I mean, what? So basically, whitewater rafting on the Zambezi under Victoria Falls is rated as one of the top whitewater rafting destinations in the world, like consistently, always top 3 at least, and it definitely lives up to the hype. We went with Boondu Adventures, which of course I will link in the description, and it was awesome. They bring a open car, like a safari vehicle basically, to come pick you up from your lodge at 8 a.m. We stayed at Jolly Boys Backpackers, which is a backpackers in Livingston, Zambia, obviously the Zambia side of Victoria Falls, and it was really awesome. It's known as being like a party backpackers. Apparently Alex has been to some New Year's parties there in the past, but it was really quiet. We were the only people there this weekend, and we actually got upgraded to a room with aircon. I felt very special, so thank you, Jolly Boys.
Bags and fire at the engine, driving till your heart can feel the mountains, driving till your eyes are barely open, gotta find the answers to the questions.
Picked us up at our backpackers at 8 a.m. and took us to Victoria Falls. The start of the raft is actually like in Victoria Falls. It's in what they call the boiling point, which is actually under the bridge where I bungee jumped. If you remember that video, I will also link it somewhere. That was many years ago though. They take you into Mosiwatunya National Park, which is the national park of Victoria Falls on the Zambia side, and you climb down this huge gorge to get to the water. It's a bit of a strenuous hike down, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It almost looks like you're in a jungle. Once you get down, the raft is waiting for you in the water. Porters actually carry the raft all the way down the gorge into the water and inflate it on like the side of a cliff face, basically. It's very impressive. If you pay a little bit extra, you can actually take the raft directly under Victoria Falls and go swimming under the falls. I mean, it's incredible.
Chase down a brand new adventure. Step up, step out and enter in. There's no time for stalling. The wild is calling.
swimming portion, that's when you start whitewater rafting. There are 21 rapids in total on the Zambezi, at least this section of the Zambezi where we rafted. So if you do a full day raft, you do all 21 rapids, and if you do a half day raft, you only do rapids 1 to 13. However, that changes in the high season. When there's more water in the gorge and in the river, you can't do all the rapids because they become too dangerous. So luckily we went in November, which is low season, which means there's not a lot of water in the river and in the gorge. So we did all 21 rapids. The rapids are rated 1 to 6, 1 being the easiest and the most calm, and 6 being the hardest and the most intense. You actually can't do any rapids rated number 6 as a commercial rafter, but professionals do those ones all the time, and it looks really scary. There's actually one rated 6 rapid on the route that we took, and you have to climb out and walk around because it's just too dangerous. Although the raft did go over, and we did get to watch what it would have looked like if we were in the raft. There were 6 of us in the raft total, 2 guides and 4 guests. And one of the guides was actually a 2nd generation rafting guide. His father had done it before him, and now he was kind of taking over, which is actually really cool. I'm always so curious how people get into these careers, and talking to him was really interesting. Every raft also has 2 safety kayakers who go along with you, and their job is to, I guess, like collect people who fall out of the raft and get too far away. One of the kayakers is also kind of filming you as you go along, and he jumps out around the cool rapids and films you go through, so that was really cool. I was really nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be really scary, but it was actually really fun.
I lost my pedal. You want me here? We go like that. Hold. Okay, we're holding. Okay, hold. Hold. Wait, listen up. Hold with what? I think I can get it. Okay, baby. Watch your pedal. Okay, dunk down here, remember? Again.
money like I just got paid. $100 bills, tell them keep the change. Come on. Pop a bottle, about to make it rain. Let me give you something now to celebrate. Come on. And if you're wondering why I move the way I do, I just feel so good, good, good. Oh, 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 I just feel so good. I see the world through my thrift store shades, rose-colored lenses and a fake gold frame. Come on. Playing old rock songs on an air guitar, posing for your picture like a superstar. Yeah, come on. And if you're wondering why I move the way I do, I just feel so good, good, good. Oh, 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 I just feel so good. If you feel it, just dance along. Keep the feeling going on and on. If you feel it, just dance along, dance along, dance along. Yeah. If you feel it, just dance along. Got to keep the feeling going on and on. Yeah. If you feel it, just dance along, dance along. Oh, I just feel so good. I just feel so good, good, good. Oh, 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 I just feel so good. I just feel so good.
One of the really cool things about the rafting trip is that sometimes there are really long stretches between the rapids, so the guides actually let you jump out and swim in those portions, and the current is really strong on the Zambezi, so you don't even have to do anything, you just kind of float there and the river just takes you along. It's really calming and relaxing. And there's even some sections that have really small rapids, like rated below 1, and you get to swim over those, which is really cool.
You're so worried about what other people think, you stop standing on your own 2 feet. You spend time in the rearview mirror, the road ahead won't get any clearer. So close your eyes.
At the halfway point, they actually had porters that brought lunch down to us, and we ate lunch on the boat during one of those calm sections before we got to the next rapid. Because there were only 4 of us there, we actually got to go in the kayaks and practice kayaking on those calm stretches. Once you're done going over all 21 rapids, you get out of the boat and you have to climb out the gorge. So basically, the Zambezi River is in a gorge and just these like massive rock walls on either side. And so when you're done whitewater rafting, you have to climb back out. Apparently there used to be a cable car that would take people from inside the gorge in the river up to the top, but that is no more, so you must hike. It took us about 30 minutes to hike to the top, and it was not easy, but the view was really pretty, so it made it kind of worth it. It did start raining as we were hiking up. It actually was kind of refreshing, you know, while you're like, you know, going up the gorge. But luckily, the weather was perfect while we were rafting, and it only started raining and thundering when we got out. Once you get to the top of the gorge, there's a car waiting to pick you up, and it drives you back to your backpackers or wherever you're staying. However, like I said, it was pouring rain by the time we got out, and we were in a safari vehicle, which means there are no sides to the car. So we were soaking wet, and it's about an hour drive back from the end of the rafting to the beginning, so we got drenched. We just drove back in this car in the pouring rain. Like, I'm soaked. The whole experience was so cool. I'm so glad I did it. It was so fun, but definitely very exhausting. Don't plan any other activities for that night or the next morning because you will be exhausted. So definitely check out whitewater rafting on the Zambezi as soon as you can if you're interested. It's totally a bucket list experience. The day after whitewater rafting, we headed home and it was a very exhausting drive back to Lusaka.
Your head, dance to the rhythm and sing out loud. Get lost in the crowd. Get lost in the crowd. The human heart wasn't built to be famous. Always someone greater than the greatest. You can look, but you won't find.
If you guys have any other questions about whitewater rafting on the Zambezi, let me know in the comments. I also wrote a very detailed blog post about the experience, so if you want to see that and see more pictures, check out morganthroughalens.com. I will link it down below. You can also check out our Instagrams linked below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Whoa,